I can't make this up. Do this every time you get paid if you want to go from renting to owning your own house. And we're going to be looking at this house today to see, even if you make $40 an hour, whether you can afford this house. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde. So if you missed our live stream, I've dropped a new video in the workshop where we pulled a property from our rent-to-own list and analyze it with breaking down the numbers of exactly what to offer for rent on a monthly basis. And we show you how to put your family finances together to buy duplex homes. So make sure you check out the link in the bio to catch that video. So I've been doing real estate for a long time, and trust me, you do not want to be house poor. You don't want to be house poor as a first-time buyer. You don't want to be house poor as an investor. And trust me, both can be. Both can run out of money, and I've seen it many, many times over the years. That's the dark side of real estate that nobody talks about. People run out of money and people lose their homes. So when you're going from renting to owning, you really need to know how to buy correctly. So we audit everything. And today we're going to audit this home to give you a glimpse of how we analyze homes to help protect you and how we find rent-to-own homes on a weekly basis. So the house we're looking at today is here in New Jersey. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, and is over 4,228 square feet. Now, as you can see, their asking price is $589,000. Now, this property does qualify to be able to receive FHA financing, so you have the ability to put a down payment of 3.5% down, which could be $20,615. Now here, what I'm going to show you is, I'm going to show you the difference between how rent-to-own can be beneficial versus just buying a house right now, especially if you're not in the position to be able to buy the house. If you can't get a mortgage right now, you're not in a position with your credit, but you need to move. You want to go from renting, you want to get into a house and then buy later, this is the place for you. That's what we're all about. We help people go from renting to owning homes. We help people from all around the country to be able to experience home ownership sooner rather than later. So if you were to buy this home on the open market as they're asking $589 right now, you'll see that the estimated monthly payment is $4,016. Now, generally for FHA, they have a lender recommended back-end DTI or debt to income ratio of up to 47%. So we're going to use our 3-in-1 rent-to-own calculator, and let's just say you're going to put an offer on this home. They're asking $589, but your income on a monthly basis is $5,000. So right off the bat, 43 to 47% of your monthly income of $5,000 is $2,350. So automatically you're disqualified for buying or going forward for this house because you can't afford it. $589,000 with a $4,016 monthly mortgage payment is far more than what you can afford with your current income. So now let's take this same house and move it over to rent to own. So they're asking $589,000 and the property qualifies for FHA, same 3.5% down. The only difference here is that with rent to own, you have the option to buy the property later. So you're going to actually be negotiating to purchase the property in 3 years, but you're going to start your tenancy now. So your monthly income is still $5,000, but you're negotiating a rental amount of $2,300. So we're negotiating and getting the home for 3 years. You're able to pay $2,300, which is affordable based on your current income, and gives you the ability to be able to position yourself to get more income as time goes on. But also you're able to put away a monthly savings of $572 because the goal is to actually target having your down payment in 3 years when you go to buy the house. So your down payment is going to be roughly around $20,600 if you had a 3.5% FHA down payment. Now the great thing about rent to own is that while you're in the house, we actually show you how to find grants as well as down payment assistance and transactional funding that helps you to be able to get your closing costs as well as your down payment for the house. So here's what happens when you get paid, and you do this every single time when you get paid. You assign your money with a purpose. You want to make sure that your money is allocated and pooled into buckets. This is why we teach family finance and personal finance, because I've seen so many people crash and burn throughout the years. This is one of the biggest hindrances to people who actually want to go from renting to owning. They don't have their personal finance in order. That's why we created our 3-in-1 budget calculator to help you to start to organize everything. You can deal analyze the houses. You can actually plug the numbers in like we're doing here, but you can also start to organize your finances. Assign and put your money and have it assigned to places where it's going to work for you strategically. So with $5,000 a monthly income and you have a negotiated $2,300 a month monthly payment, you're able to put away $572. And at the end of the 3 years, you're able to actually have your entire down payment. But we're also going to show you how to actually leverage and not necessarily use all that down payment or any of it, because we have other programs that we can match you with to be able to get the home with using those programs for your down payment to be able to purchase the property. So ideally for a house this amount, you need to be making about $65 an hour, which will actually place you at $11,266 on a monthly basis, or over $135,000 a year. This will actually place you where you're actually at a limit or a monthly payment limit of about $5,297, which covers and is over the recommended or the projected monthly rental payment that will cost for this house of $4,016. So this gives you the ability to see the comparison. Rent to own versus purchasing the property right now. Rent to own is more advantageous because you're actually negotiating the property and you're able to save up for your down payment. The $4,016 that we're talking about doesn't factor in the money that you have to come up with right now to be able to purchase the house and to be able to buy the property, factoring in taxes, etc. And the great thing about it is that there are many loan programs that you can match while you're in your rent to own that helps you to avoid PMI. I've spoken about PMI several times here on my channel, private mortgage insurance. Anytime you're buying a house and you're putting less than 20% down, the lender will require what is called PMI, and that's going to be an extra payment outside of your principal, interest, tax, and insurance, the 4 parts of your mortgage payment. That will be an extra payment, and on generally you can actually expect that to be a few $100s. It could be between $250 to $299, or in some cases $350. So with rent to own, you get the best of all worlds. Not only are you not having to take out a mortgage and get qualified for a mortgage now, you're able to actually get into the home sooner rather than later, and then match all these programs, grants, and also advantages that you have by taking advantage of programs that help you to avoid some of the hidden expenses. You want to make sure that you avoid as much as possible the vicious cycle of debt. Getting into a house should be something that's a strategic move, and if it's done properly, it can actually help you to scale and project and really change your family's financial picture, but you want to do it properly. The houses like these are available for you to rent. You need to know how to actually go from renting to owning, and you need to know how to put your personal finances and your family finances together so you can take advantage and start your home ownership now. This particular property, the owners are downsizing, so they're actually going from a big house that they can't maintain and they're going to something smaller. There's many scenarios like this all around the country, and this is something that we deal with all the time, from banks to private sellers to title landlords to absentee owners. The list goes on. There are many houses and properties that are available. You just need to know how to find them. So make sure you're on our next live in the workshop, because we're going to be talking about duplexes and how to do this on the investment side, and that is a game changer. Going from 2 to 4 units, we're going to be talking about how to find those rent-to-own homes. We're going to be pulling from our 2-in-1 rent-to-own list and breaking down the numbers and showing you how to properly analyze, find the homes, and actually be prepared to be able to take it down and buy the property and move right away. So if you'd like to learn more, make sure you check out the link below. We'll see you inside our rent-to-own workshop. Also, if you have any questions, you can email me anytime. My email address is AskRinde@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.